Oh my god, guys. This episode was everything I could have possibly hoped for. It was absolutely worth the wait. Not only the 13 weeks since the anime started, but since the wait of when I initially picked up solo leveling, something like 2 years ago, and I had hoped that a studio would come along and pick it up. A1 has done such a brilliant job this season. Their efforts really should be commended, and I am happy they're taking the time before Cour 2 to work things out, to give the animators the rest they deserve, because after giving us this perfect episode and this amazing season, they absolutely deserve some time off. So getting into the episode itself, it starts off exactly where the last episode left off. Sung in the room where he defeated Igris, battling hordes of enemies and losing. He's out of stamina, he's getting beaten and hit, and in those moments he thinks, maybe I can't win, maybe this is where I lose. And the old him comes out and they have the conversation. The same talk we've all had with ourselves in one way or another. The talk where that little voice inside you says, hey, maybe we can't do this. Maybe it's too hard. Maybe we're too weak. Maybe, you're in the gym and that voice inside you says you can't do another rep. Or maybe that voice that comes out when you get rejected for a job you really wanted and says maybe you aim too high. Maybe you didn't deserve it. But Sung did exactly what we all hope we can do, which is to tell that little voice to shut the hell up. Because he and we all do deserve it. And Sung gets a little lucky before the knight is able to kill him. He gets sent to the penalty zone because he didn't complete his today's daily exercise quest. The penalty zone that was shown in episode 2, a desert where he's being chased around by giant centipedes for 4 hours and he has to survive. But now, Sung is high enough where he doesn't have to just survive. He can actually kill the centipedes and get XP and level up. So he buys some potions to get his fatigue down and starts wailing on these centipedes. And levels up like 3 or 4 times in those 4 hours. And before those 4 hours end, he purchases an amazing dagger from the system shop called the Night Killer, which gives him a 25% attack increase against armored opponents. And that will finally let him beat the knights without having to resort to just punches. And then Sung goes back to the job change quest and realizes that the knights are not giving him any XP, and hence they're just summoned creatures. Of course there's so many of them. Of course, no matter how many he kills, it doesn't make any difference. And if he defeats the mages, the knights will fall by themselves. And then he starts putting the work to the mages. He demolishes all 5 of them super quick with no issues at all, and then finishes the job change quest. And Sung is now told that his class will be determined by his performance, and he's disappointed that he doesn't get to choose for himself, but he figures, given his high attack and speed, he would either be an assassin or a fighter class, both of which are okay. But instead, Sung, who doesn't really rely on anyone else, is given the class of Necromancer, because Necromancers are able to use their summoned beings to fulfill the purpose of all classes, not having to be bound by the need of help from others. And at first, Sung is mad that he got Necromancer because he wants to be on the front line and doesn't want to hide behind his summoned beings, so he figures he'll decline this class. But the system says Necromancer is a hidden class, and Sung thinks about it, and if a Necromancer could fight, they would be truly unstoppable, because they could be the attack force and the support squad all at once, all from one person. So he accepts, and given his truly amazing performance in the quest, he gets a class upgrade right from the get-go, from Necromancer to the Shadow Monarch. And he calls forth an army of dead, calling on the knights and mages he just killed. And finally, he walks over to Igris and calls upon him. But given that it had been 4 hours since Igris was defeated, he failed. And then Sung gives a speech to Igris about not protecting an empty throne, but instead protecting someone who is here, which is a way better speech than was given in the manhwa. And he summons Igris back from the dead. And at the same time, we see what's going on the Jeju Island. The ants are evolving. They're growing wings, which means they need to be handled now, or they will migrate to other countries and cause true chaos. And that's where the episode and the season end. But don't worry, the solo leveling content doesn't end here. I still have plenty of ideas for future videos, and I'm so excited for Season 2, because they have done such a brilliant job this season. They truly did not disappoint. If you guys managed to make it all the way to the end, Please let me know how you like the episode in the comments below, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help. That's it. See ya.